When we start working with a new client, one of the first things we do is slow things down a bit. Not to delay progress, but to make sure we actually understand the business before we start making IT recommendations.
Yeah, because most organizations already have plenty of technology. They don't need more tools, they need clarity.
That first phase is really about listening. We sit down with leadership and ask questions like, where's the business going, what's working well, and what keeps you up at night?
Those answers are usually very different depending on the business. For manufacturers and engineering firms, it might be uptime, production schedules, or compliance. For others, it might be growth, remote access, or security.
The key point is we don't start with technology, we start with the business.
Once we understand those needs, the next challenge is turning them into a plan that actually makes sense. Not a wish list, not a stack of unrelated projects.
But a clear roadmap. What needs to be done, what can wait, and what are the real priorities?
And just as important, how much is it going to cost? When there's no plan or budget, IT spending becomes reactive. Something breaks and suddenly money gets spent in a hurry.
A structured plan changes that conversation. Leadership can see the full picture, projects, timing, and cost. From there, they can make informed decisions instead of emergency ones.
One of the biggest wins we see is when the business starts to buy into the plan. Not because we're telling them what to do, but because the plan makes sense to them.
Exactly. When IT initiatives are clearly tied to business outcomes, the conversation shifts.
It's no longer, why are we spending money on this? It becomes, this helps us reduce risk, or this supports growth, this prevents downtime.
And this alignment is huge. It turns IT from a cost center into a strategic function of the business.
The other place that often gets overlooked is ongoing budgeting. IT isn't a one-time project, it's an ongoing part of running a business.
When there's no long-term budget, companies end up with surprises, unexpected renewals, aging hardware, emergency upgrades.
Maintaining an ongoing budget gives businesses predictability. They can plan ahead, spread costs over time, and avoid those "we didn't see this coming" moments.
It also makes reviews easier. You're not asking, what did we forget? You're asking, are we still aligned with where the business is going?
When you put all of this together, understanding the business, creating a plan, gaining buy-in, maintaining a budget,
IT becomes a lot less stressful. It's predictable, it's intentional, and it supports the business instead of slowing it down.
that's really what our role is as VCIOs, to bring structure, clarity, and confidence to technology decisions.
And when that happens, businesses can focus on what they do best, while IT quietly does its job in the background.